8 dates the Earth will probably end on. Hello everyone and welcome back to Nonstop Tense. We're back with another amazing video. Today I will be talking about the dates in which Earth will probably get destroyed, and life on Earth will become extinct. We never actually planned for such a situation, but today I'll be talking about 8 possible dates the Earth will probably end on. Disclaimer, I don't want anyone to overthink about it and get stressed. It's just a fun video where I'll be talking about a few predictions of apocalyptic events. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Predictions of apocalyptic events that might end in the extinction of humanity, a collapse of civilization, or the destruction of the earth have been made since the start of the Christian era. Most predictions are associated with Abrahamic religions, often standing for or almost like the eschatological events described in their scriptures. Christian predictions typically ask events just like the rapture, the Great Tribulation, the Judgment Day, and therefore the Second Coming of Christ. Many religious-related end-time events are predicted to occur within the lifetime of the person making the prediction, who often quote the Bible, and especially the New Testament, as either the first or exclusive source for the predictions. Often this takes the shape of mathematical calculations, like trying to calculate the purpose where it are 6,000 years since the supposed creation of the world by the Abrahamic God, which, consistent with the Talmud, marks the deadline for the Messiah to seem. Predictions of the top from natural events have also been theorized by various scientists and scientific groups. While these disasters are generally accepted within the scientific community as possible end-of-the-world scenarios, the events and the phenomena aren't expected to occur for many thousands or maybe billions of years from now. Little research has been done into why people make apocalyptic predictions. Historically, it's been finished reasons like the diverting attention from actual crises like poverty and war, pushing political agendas, and promoting hatred of certain groups. Anti-Semitism was a well-liked theme of Christian apocalyptic predictions in medieval times, while French and Lutheran depictions of the apocalypse were known to feature English and Catholic antagonists, respectively. According to psychologists, possible explanations for why people believe modern apocalyptic predictions include mentally reducing the particular danger within the world to one and definable source, an innate human fascination with fear, personality traits of paranoia and powerlessness, and a contemporary romanticism involved end times thanks to its portrayal in contemporary fiction. The prevalence of Abrahamic religions throughout modern history is claimed to possess created a culture which inspired the embracement of a future which will be drastically different from this. Such a culture is credited with an increase in popularity of predictions that are more secular in nature, like the 2012 phenomenon, while maintaining the centuries-old theme that a strong force will bring the top off humanity. Polls conducted in 2012 across 20 countries found over 14% of individuals believe the planet will end in their lifetime, with percentages starting from 6% of individuals in France to 22% within the US and Turkey. Belief within the apocalypse is observed to be most prevalent in people with lower rates of education, lower household incomes, and people under the age of 35. In the UK in 2015, 23% of the overall public believed the apocalypse was likely to occur in their lifetime, compared to 10% of experts from Worldwide Challenges Foundation. The overall public believed the likeliest cause would be nuclear war, while experts thought it might be AI. While only 3% of Britons thought the top would be caused by the Judgment Day compared to 16% of USA citizens. Between 1 and 3% of individuals from both countries said the apocalypse would be caused by zombies or alien invasion. Sounds creepy and threatening. Well, stick till the end for all the dates. Number 1, 2021. F. Kenton Bishore. This American pastor bases his prediction on the prior suggestion that Jesus would return in 1988, i.e. within one biblical generation of the founding of Israel in 1948. Bishore argues that the prediction was correct, but that the definition of a biblical generation was incorrect and was actually 70 to 80 years, placing the second coming of Jesus between 2018 and 2028, and therefore the rapture during 2021 at the newest. Bishore made these predictions before his death in 2016. The pastor claimed that the start of the top of the planet is going to be triggered in 2021, and therefore the second coming of Christ will happen in 2028. After 7 years of the tribulation period, the pastor strongly believed that there are sufficient signs within the world that indicate the likelihood of an imminent world end. Consistent with Bishore, 2 world wars that happened within the 20th century and therefore the birth of Israel are all pointing to the top of the planet. Secondly, 2026 Messiah Foundation International. Indeed, the date of today's apocalypse actually comes from another failed prediction. Another Christian radio host called Harold Camping said the planet would end on May 21, 2011, when it didn't. Chris McCann said that has got to be just the start of Judgment Day and we'd stay on Earth for an additional 1,600 days. That takes us up to here, but if McCann is wrong, and of course, he almost certainly is, there is a lot more to stress about after. The spiritual organization predicts that the planet will end in 2026 when an asteroid collides with Earth in accordance to Riaz Ahmad Gohar Shahi's predictions in his book The Faith of God. Number 3. 2028 Kent Hovind. In the Age of the Earth seminar, Kent Hovind pulls the proverbial evolutionary rug right out from beneath the young Earth skeptic by showing a scientific evidence supporting the biblical account of a literal six-day creation just 6,000 years ago. While clarifying there's no thanks to be sure, this Christian fundamentalist evangelist speculated in 2015 that 2028 was the most likely date for the rapture. Number 4. 31st December 2129, said Nursi. This Sunnite theologian, author of the Risala-e-Nur and founding father of the Nur movement, wrote during a letter to at least one of his students that by applying numerology to a hadith, he had received a date of 1545 for the arrival of doomsday. 1545 within the Hijri calendar would be 2122. Within the Rumi calendar, it might be 2129. Nursi added that this wasn't a particular prediction as nobody knows the time of doom during a strict manner. Number 5. 30th September 2239, Talmud. Orthodox Judaism. Consistent with the Talmud and mainstream Orthodox Judaism, the Messiah will come within 6,000 years of the creation of Adam, and therefore the world could also be destroyed 1,000 years later. This is able to put the start of the amount of desolation in 2239, and therefore the end of the amount of desolation in 3239. 2280, Rashad Khalifa, his teachings were opposed by traditionalist Muslims and he was assassinated by Sunni Islamic extremists on January 31, 1990. He's also known for his claims regarding the existence of a Quran code, also referred to as Code 19. According to the Egyptian-American biochemist's research on the Quran, the planet will end during that year. Number 6. 300,000, Peter Toothill. In approximately 300,000 years, WR104, a triple star, is predicted to explode during a supernova. It's been suggested that it's going to produce a gamma radiation burst that would pose a threat to life on Earth should its poles be aligned 12 degrees or lower towards Earth. However, stereoscopic observations now strongly suggest that it's tilted at an angle of 30 degrees to 40 degrees. Then any gamma radiation burst shouldn't hit Earth. 1 million, the Geological Society. Within the subsequent 1 million years, Earth will likely have undergone a supervolcanic eruption large enough to erupt 3,200 km3 of magma, on occasion like the Toba supereruption 75,000 years ago. It's too far to be worried about. Well, do you believe in such stuff? I mean, it's their job to make predictions, and past predictions were completely false. I think we shouldn't stress about this topic and live our life to its fullest. Do you really think any of these predictions are correct? If yes, then why? Let me know in the comments section. I am really curious to know your views. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to hit that like button for more updates.